everybody, and welcome to Wichita, Kansas. My name is Eve Laurier. I'm the Vice President, Marketing, Communications, and Public Affairs at Bombardier. First of all, I want to welcome all of the Bombardier employees watching this live streaming for this incredibly important moment in Bombardier's history. We are in the aviation capital of the United States. Bombardier has been here for a long time. As you know, this is the home of the Learjet, which we are going to keep on servicing in our service center. Of course, we also do our specialized aircrafts here, and we have our flight test center. So Wichita is already super important for Bombardier, but we are here to announce why we're here to stay and what we're here to do. Governor, senator, media, employees, leadership team, our CEO, suppliers, everybody's coming. So thank you for joining us. This is going to be an incredible moment in our history, and we're all glad that you made it to this live streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the stage and put your hands together in a warm Wichita welcome for Eve Laurier, VP of Marketing, Communications, and Public Affairs for Bombardier.
I can take this off. Hello, everybody. Bonjour, Wichita. That means hi, Wichita. So my name is Eve Laurier. You can call me Eve. When I'm in the United States, I'm okay with that. So it's Eve Laurier or Eve Laurier. I wasn't going to be on stage today, but I can tell you a little story. As a Canadian, April 19th, you never know what you're going to get. And this morning, some of my executives, including my CEO, Éric Martel, were supposed to take the private flights on their way here, and he should be in front of you at the moment. But no, we got 20 centimeters of snow. How is that in inches, Michel? Anybody? A lot of inches. Enough to tell you that most Canadians right now, Quebecers, we took our winter tires off our cars because last week we were wearing t-shirts and shorts, right? Because it's spring in the world, but not in Montreal. So we took our winter tires, and today people try to go to work, and their cars were going like this all over the highway. So we had to de-ice the planes. Hence, Eric is on his way, and the rest of my colleagues are on their way, and they should walk in here. They're at the customs right now, so you should get to meet them in about half an hour. So without further ado, today we have, first of all, I have to say Wichita is incredibly important to Bombardier. Okay, when I started working here a year ago, we talked about Wichita. It's already the second time I come here. And today you're going to find out why Wichita is so important to Bombardier, why we've been here, and why we intend to stay here, and how we intend to make this place and grow this place with the employees of Bombardier. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my colleague. And before I do that, Éric Martel may join, who's our CEO, but if he's not joining us yet, it is Michel Willette, my esteemed colleague, who is our chief engineer and in charge of specialized aircraft, that will take his place, okay? So it's not that he's named CEO today, it's because he's replacing our CEO at the last minute, so thank you, Michel, for doing that. So without further ado, please welcome my other colleague, Tanya Sadeth, to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very exciting day for Wichita. So happy you could all join us, and I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone that's joining us on the live broadcast as well. So for those of you that I haven't had an opportunity to meet, my name is Tanya Suddeth, and for many years I've had the great privilege to run the Wichita site. It's a very dynamic site, and we have big news to share with you about our exciting future here in Wichita. Wichita has been a pillar for Bombardier for many years, and Bombardier is committed to being an important part of the city's rich aviation landscape for many years to come. But before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our very special and distinguished guests, some of whom will have an opportunity to say a few words. I'm pleased to welcome Governor of the State of Kansas, Laura Kelly, United States Senator of Kansas, Jerry Moran, United States Representative serving the 4th District of Kansas, Ron Estes, and the Kansas Lieutenant Governor, David Tolland, will join us momentarily. Deputy Administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration, Mr. Bradley Mims, and United States Air Force Major General Michael J. Schmidt. Also with us are members of the Canadian Consulate General based in Denver. I'd like to welcome Mr. Sylvain Fabi, Consul General of Canada, and his team members, Ms. Catherine Burker, Senior Trade Commissioner, and Mr. Stephen Davis, Trade Commissioner. Representing the province of Quebec, I'd like to welcome Mr. Mario Lamage, the Quebec government delegate in Chicago serving the Midwest. And we also have with us government officials from the Kansas Legislature, Sedgwick County Commission, Wichita City Council, the Wichita Mayor's Office, in addition to other esteemed guests from government, community, media, and supply chain partners. And last, but certainly not least, our dedicated and passionate Wichita employees. For more than 60 years, this site has been a tremendous success because of the hardworking and exceptionally talented people like you that have shown that with ingenuity and determination, anything is possible. Thank you for your continued and unwavering support. Thank you all for joining us. Now, please join me in welcoming Michelle Willette to the stage. Picture.
Sorry. All right, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Ev, or Eve. It's a pleasure to be here today in Wichita, the air capital of the world. We're here to celebrate an iconic facility with so much history and such a bright future. We have a lot of great news to share today, and I'd like to first make an announcement about a person who is very important to Wichita, our very own Tanya Suddeth. So I'm very pleased to announce that Tanya has been named Bombardier's new head of U.S. strategy. And I know how much all of you appreciate Tanya, so please join me in congratulating Tanya. There you go.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I'm honored to represent Bombardier as the head of United States strategy. The United States is such an important market for Bombardier, and with conditions ripe for continued growth, we're excited about the opportunity to further position Bombardier to grow here. I look forward to collaborating with all of our business leaders in the U.S. to support the growth of their respective businesses and to broaden Bombardier's opportunities through the development of strong relationships with key stakeholders across this great country of ours. We're especially looking forward to supporting our recruitment efforts. About 2,500 dedicated people work for Bombardier in the U.S., and we are actively recruiting for 500 open positions throughout the U.S., of which nearly 200 of those are right here in Wichita. Thank you, Bombardier, for allowing us the opportunity to highlight the bright future here in Wichita and in the U.S. Now I'd like to turn the mic back over to Michelle. He has a big announcement he'd like to make about the future of Wichita.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Before making any more announcement about the future, I want to take a moment to pay tribute to an important part of our heritage, and of course I'm talking about Learjet. Bombardier recently delivered, yes, come on. Whoever started that, good job. Bombardier recently delivered the last Learjet aircraft, and that was an emotional day for us. I had the privilege actually to be here that day. The history of Learjet is so important to business aviation, and Wichita is part of that legacy. So Bombardier is very proud to have built Learjets for over 30 years, and will proudly continue to service the existing fleet of over 2,000 Learjets that remain part of the Bombardier family and part of our DNA. Learjet has also brought, as you all know, so much to Bombardier, including some of the proudest employees in the world. So to all employees, I say thank you. We're lucky to count you amongst us, and we look forward to starting a new chapter together. Now I'd like to invite you all to watch this tribute to Learjet. Very nice, very nice. Once again, a special thank you to all Learjet employees, past and present. Thank you. So as Tanya said, today is all about the future. So this facility in the air capital of the world is the perfect place to build our future. The experience, the skills, the opportunities that we have here cannot be found elsewhere. So let's take a moment to talk about the amazing things that we do at this site. Beginning with the Wichita Service Center. Our team here can work on all our aircraft, from Learjets to Challengers to Globals. It's the center of excellence for servicing and upgrading the existing Learjet fleet, and on top of that, the home base to support the Bombardier NetJet fleet. Customer demand is growing. Derek Penn, who's here, and his team are very busy. In fact, service center activity is up across the United States. So I want to thank Chris DeBurr, J.C. Gallagher for the work they're doing to grow our service footprint. Congratulations. Next, we have a world-class flight test center right here. All Bombardier programs are tested right here. Here's an impressive statistic. Over the last 30 years, Bombardier Flight Test Center in Wichita has executed over 30 new major derivative aircraft test programs. That's amazing. When you think of all the knowledge and the work that it takes to ensure the safety of even just one aircraft, this team has done amazing. Bombardier's reputation as a world leader in safety is built right here. And Tom Bidges, who's in the crowd here, and his team do an incredible job at that. Tom, the entire team, congratulations. By now you're saying, when is he going to pull on this? It's coming. Finally, Wichita is also the center of operations for a specialized aircraft group. This is a highly complex work, transforming our business jets so that they can do even more than they do today. So these modified jets, they connect people, they perform rescues, they save lives. Our BSA team right here, led by Steve Patrick, does this kind of work better than anyone else. So speaking of specialized aircraft, I'm sure you've noticed the two aircraft behind me today. These are two business jets for the U.S. Air Force, the BACN program, where BACN stands for Battlefield Airborne Communications Node. These jets are high-altitude, long-endurance communications relay, like a Wi-Fi in the sky, that the Air Force and its allies count on. In service for over 10 years now, every BACN aircraft is modified right here in Wichita. We support it here in Wichita, we service it, and we do all the upgrades right here. As you might have heard, we've signed an order with the USAF last year for as many as 6 more global aircraft, more BACN aircraft. Today, I'm happy to announce that more of those options have been converted to firm orders, and we're already working on the conversion program. It's this rapid response that the Wichita team provides, for which we are known and that our customers value. So congratulations to the entire team. What a vote of confidence to have the U.S. Air Force as a customer. The contracts we receive are a direct result of the quality of our team right here in Wichita. The history, the talent, the activities here make this the perfect place for which to plan the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the great honor of announcing today that we're designating this site as Bombardier's official U.S. headquarters. Wichita will be the key focal point from Bombardier's growth in the United States. So from our newly named U.S. headquarters in Wichita, we'll be shaping the future of business aviation. We're also announcing a new era for our specialized aircraft group. It's actually the last time I say that, because now we will be calling that group the Bombardier Defense, as shown right here, Bombardier Defense. The work we do with governments and prime contractors in the U.S. and around the world requires a different approach. Specific relationships, highly specialized workforce covering manufacturing, assembly, engineering, certification, program management expertise. It also requires a very agile and diverse supply chain. Today, by announcing the creation of Bombardier Defense, we're recognizing the distinct nature of these activities. We are recognizing the unique expertise that we have built in Wichita and that exists in the local supply chain right here, and positioning ourselves for growth. Here's a video to celebrate the bright future coming up. You know it's a good video when you want to see it again. So what a promising future we have ahead of us. So before I turn things over to Tanya, I'd like to conclude by saying that as a leader of this company, I feel incredibly fortunate to have such talent and experience right here in Wichita. The history of business aviation was written here, and I'm so pleased to announce a new chapter here today. We're all part of it. So be proud. This is a great moment in time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Michelle. And ladies and gentlemen, to further complement our continued commitment to the future of Wichita and to help develop the next generation of Bombardier engineering and A&P talent, I am pleased to announce that Bombardier will establish a scholarship at Wichita State University. This establishment of the scholarship is our pledge to support education right here in Wichita and continue to promote the rich aviation culture and talent that has been part of Wichita's DNA for the last 60 years. We're also proud to support the Wichita State University and Technical School and invest in our future workforce and community leaders. And now, let's turn things over to our special guests to say a few words. First, United States Senator Jerry Moran, who has represented Kansas in the U.S. Senate since 2010. He is a consistent champion of the U.S. Air Force's Bacon program and a tremendous supporter of the aerospace industry in Wichita, including Bombardier. Please welcome Senator Moran.
Tanya, thank you very, very much. And what an exciting day it is. We think back to Mr. Lear, Bill Lear, and the history that is seen in this community, is recognized in this community. And I have the feeling that a few years from now, we'll look back at this day as another one of those momentous occasions in which a new chapter, as Michelle said, began again with Bombardier and its U.S. headquarters. We are delighted you made this choice. Michelle, you indicated that it's a great video when people want to hear the speech again. I'm going to suggest that at the end of my remarks. See if it's the same. This is a special place, and I sometimes think Kansans don't recognize it. But the assets we have in space, in defense, and in commercial aircraft exceed every place else in the world. It is the air capital of the world, and we have a lot to highlight. And we work hard, this community works hard, this state works hard. The governor and the lieutenant governor, the Secretary of Commerce, Congressman Estes, our Wichita partnership, the Chamber of Commerce, in bringing new business, new aviation and aerospace business to Kansas. And it makes us proud when we as Kansans learn that somebody decided we're the place they want to be. But maybe it's even more significant when somebody who knows us so well, somebody that knows us as well as Bombardier, decides we want not only to be here, but we want to expand our capabilities in being in Kansas and being in Wichita. You know, it was mentioned about the sale of the last Lear jet. Chuck Cox, who's the CEO of Northern Jet, apparently made a remark on that day of the last sale, and he said, "People are where the true legacy of the aircraft lies." So while we have the capabilities to do many things because of science and research and technology and equipment and supply chain and smaller businesses who helped Learjet and can help Bombardier, the reality is what Kansas has is talent, educated workforce, and Bombardier saw that and decided this is the place that we want to highlight, headquarter our work in the United States of America. And I'm pleased especially for your decision to increase and establish defense work in Wichita, Kansas. I say that as a defense appropriator. I pledge to you that we'll do our work. Congressman Estes, I don't want to give him a senator title yet, he might get interested in the job. Congressman Estes and I will work hard to make certain that good things continue to happen here and that the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and others know about the capabilities of Bombardier Defense, Wichita, Kansas. But the reality is, while we have lots of assets, our greatest assets are the people who work here. You would not have made a decision to be in Wichita but for your workforce. And Secretary Tolland has a difficult job. The economic development folks in Sedgwick and Wichita, they're always looking for ways to attract a business or retain a business. And in days gone by, it had a lot to do with property tax abatements and grants and money, and those things still have an important role to play. But the most important thing for any business that's looking for a place to rest, to land, is workforce, talent, motivation, education, and training. I thank the workforce of Bombardier. I thank the workforce of Learjet for being those individuals who make it possible for Bombardier to make the decision. Wichita is our U.S. headquarters. Thank you for your talent, your skills, your education, your training, your motivation. And now, with this engagement in Wichita, take even greater pride in your efforts to defend the United States of America and promote freedom and liberty around the world. This is a special place. Be proud of it. Thank you very much for allowing me to join you. My glasses broke this morning, and this is the first time I've been able to see all morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Moran. And next, let me introduce Kansas Lieutenant Governor David Tolland to say a few words. David Tolland was sworn in as Lieutenant Governor in 2021 and also serves as the Kansas Secretary of Commerce since 2019. He is a longtime supporter of Bombardier and the aviation industry as a target sector in the Kansas Framework for Growth. Please welcome Lieutenant Governor David Tolland. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Tanya, and to everyone who's assembled here today. As we were pulling up, I said, well, you got to turn here and then turn there, and one of my staff said, well, how many times have you been to Bombardier? And I've lost track at this point, and that's because of the communication and relationship that we've had since day one with this team, and so we're particularly grateful to be here. Now, I will add that even though I've been here more times than I can count, we still got lost, and we're 15 minutes late, but thrilled to be here. You know, since day one of the Kelly administration, this site has been in a period of transformation, much as our state has been in a period of transformation. And I'm really excited and really proud that for both our state and for Bombardier, this transformation has been a positive one. What we've seen today with this announcement is the future, the commitment that we've heard from Bombardier to double down on Wichita, to double down on the air capital of the world, to double down on the state of Kansas. And we couldn't be more proud to be in this relationship together with Bombardier. You know, we're excited to be able to usher in this new chapter for the company, which really coincides with the new chapter in economic development for our state. Powered by our exceptional strength in aerospace and our commitment to innovation, we can continue on the shared path to greater prosperity. And we do this together as partners. You know, Bombardier's focus on innovation, in addition to the skill and the strength of the Kansas workforce that Senator Moran mentioned, those are what provide the perfect recipe for success. The talent pipeline that we have here in Wichita and South Central Kansas and the state as a whole is truly second to none. And we're so proud that Bombardier recognizes that as it sees the bright minds and the hard workers who are going to join Bombardier in moving us toward the future. And, you know, we're really proud that it's not just Bombardier seeing what we have here in Kansas, but really people across the world are taking notice of our state in a new way. For back-to-back years, Kansas has garnered the most new capital investment by businesses in the history of our state. And as a result, we've won what's called the Gold Shovel Award, and most importantly, what's called the Governor's Cup. And that's because the state of Kansas had the most economic development investment of any state in the country on a per capita basis last year. Kansas. And this isn't by accident. This is a new way of doing business that started because of Governor Kelly's leadership. From the moment she took office in 2019, she directed us to think differently about economic development, not just think differently, but to do it differently, and we have. We've done it first with a focus on people, second by having a plan, third by going out and executing on that plan. And so for me, it's been a tremendous honor to serve not only as Secretary of Commerce, but as Lieutenant Governor to Governor Kelly, whose vision is what has made this unparalleled economic development success in our state possible. You know, Governor Kelly is best known, and she absolutely is the education governor, but I'm so proud to also call her the economic development governor. So if you would please welcome our governor, Laura Kelly.
You'd think by now I'd be a little better at photo ops. But Tanya, I do want to tell you congratulations. I think it's terrific. And I really like this sign. So thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Good afternoon to the entire team at Bombardier. You know, today is really a special day for the company, but also for Kansas. We're opening a new chapter of partnership with our military bases and our research institutions. The framework is focused on leveraging these strengths to spur new innovation and growth in Kansas for decades to come. Our goal is to maintain and strengthen our economic ecosystem so that more companies like Bombardier will choose to locate their headquarters operations right here in Kansas. Kansas is home to many competitive advantages that make our state perfect for national security-focused businesses to operate, especially at the intersection of defense and aerospace. McConnell Air Force Base, Fort Riley, the National Bio-Agri-Defense Facility, and Fort Leavenworth are key examples of assets that can help drive more innovation and bring critical talent pipelines to companies all across Kansas. In addition, the national security crossroads spanning across the states of Kansas and Missouri can help foster the growth of new and existing companies whose work relates to our national security, including innovation in the unmanned aerial systems, aircraft modification and systems engineering, cybersecurity, and many other emerging technologies. Through these key assets and public-private partnerships, Kansas is positioned to be a nationwide leader in defense. And today's announcement here at Bombardier further solidifies our status as the place for innovation in this critical area. We look forward to Bombardier's bright future here in the air capital of the world. We thank you for the work that each and every one of you do to advance Bombardier and advance Kansas's role in the protection of our country and of our allies. Together, Kansas and Bombardier will continue to build a more prepared, innovative, and resilient future when it comes to how our nation and the world will respond to tomorrow's threats. And combined with Bombardier's expertise in engineering, flight testing, and aircraft services, we have no doubt that you will continue soaring to new heights here in Kansas. Thank you all for the opportunity to be here this afternoon. I look forward to our continued partnership. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Tanya.
Victor, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Governor Kelly. Now I'd like to introduce U.S. Representative Ron Estes of the 4th District of Kansas. Representative Estes took office in 2017. He is a strong advocate for the aviation industry and for his constituents in the air capital of the world. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Tanya, and I just want to say good afternoon to everyone. You know, it's really a great day for Wichita and all of South Central Kansas, you know, when we really do turn over a new chapter in our aviation history. As so many of us who've lived and worked in Wichita for years, we understand that aviation is part of our DNA, if you will, in terms of the way we live our life. So many of us have worked in the aviation industry, including myself, at this very facility. Just last fall, I had the opportunity to visit the Kansas Aviation Museum during National Aviation History Month, and was able to look at a lot of the original planes that were manufactured in our community. You know, Kansas is home to a century worth of aviation history and innovation, going back to Clyde Cessna, Lloyd Stearman, Olive Ann Beach, and later Bill Lear, who came here for our flat plains and wide open skies and stayed because of our desire for adventure and a willingness to look for innovation in terms of developing the best technology and the best aviation opportunities for the world. You know, it was in 1928 that the Chamber of Commerce designated Wichita as the air capital of the world, because at that point in time, there were 16 aviation manufacturing plants, as well as 6 different engine manufacturing facilities, not to mention all of the suppliers who were based here. You know, more business jets have been built in Wichita than anywhere else in the world. Right now, approximately 250,000 have been manufactured since 1919, more than any other city. That same passion that drove us to hire and hire during those early days of aviation is still alive today. The manufacturers, engineers, and innovators continue to make us proud. And Wichita still manufactures over 1/5 of all aircraft that are made in the civilian aircraft made. So today it's a monumental occasion to recognize that Bombardier's U.S. headquarters is here in Wichita, and to recognize the new Bombardier Defense. Global events in the last few months have shown that the world's still a dangerous place, and we need to be prepared for whatever issues arise and be able to address those as they come up. Now is the right time for Bombardier and our Wichita workforce to expand defense capabilities to serve our men and women in uniform. This city is already a strong proponent of the U.S. Air Force and our armed services. I've had a number of airmen at McConnell that tell us how much they feel supported by the Wichita community while stationed here. And so it's really great to see Bombardier Defense strengthen our ties with the U.S. military and our allies abroad. Having Bombardier further integrated into our community is also an exceptional fit for who we are in Kansas. Thanks to over a century of Wichita's aero innovation, we are the leaders in general, commercial, and defense aviation manufacturing, a feat that's attributable to our long-standing, highly skilled workforce. Many families are second, third, and in some cases, 4th generation of manufacturers in the aviation industry. So it's really a unique culture of family and industry. Without the generations of skilled workers, we're still striving for increasing our innovation and continuing to make sure that we stay the air capital of the world. As I've traveled around my district's 17 counties, recognize that not only is a strong aviation footprint in our community, but also a lot of other desire for innovation, whether it's spacecraft parts, construction equipment, automotive parts, ag manufacturing, lawnmowers and more, which is just a testament to our ability to innovate and to make our industry grow. As a former engineer, I appreciate the role of manufacturers in this country and for the global economy. I'm proud to support the aviation manufacturing industry that I know well from my years here, and I'm honored to be here today to help celebrate Bombardier's achievements. With that, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're proud of the long-standing and collaborative relationship we've had with the Federal Aviation Administration. We're pleased to welcome FAA Deputy Administrator Bradley Mims, who has served as a transportation professional for more than 40 years. He has held leadership roles at both the Department of Transportation and the FAA. Please welcome Mr. Bradley Mims. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this afternoon. First of all, I want to say congratulations to you, Tanya, on your achievement, and look forward to the great work that's ahead for you. So let's give Tanya a hand, if you would. Now, on behalf of President Biden, Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, Billy Nolan, our acting administrator, I just want to bring you wonderful greetings, and let me tell you why. Because it gets me out of Washington, D.C. for a little while. And I will tell you this, I love getting outside of the Beltway and seeing the tremendous innovation that's happening across aerospace all over the country. Now, I've been here before when we had the Learjet company, and that was 25 years ago. And it's been said, yeah, I've been here once before, but I'm going to continue to come to the aerospace, the aviation capital of the world as we go forward. I continue to make sure that with Bombardier as one of our great companies, that the FAA will continue the wonderful relationship that we have with you. Now, as Deputy Administrator, it seems like every day I receive an invitation to see something great. A drone flight, a rocket launch, an air taxi demo, an infrastructure project, the kinds of things that will change the way we live and work. That's what aerospace is all about, always looking to innovate, to evolve, and to reach greater heights. And that's what's happening here today with Bombardier making Wichita your U.S. headquarters for your defense, flight testing, and aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul business. Now, despite the setbacks of the pandemic, the aerospace industry is truly booming, and I'm very, very proud of that. And that's the way it's going to be, and I look forward to the creation of a number of jobs. Now, it's no secret that if anybody knows anything about me, I am a person who is a key advocate for workforce. And we're going to need new pilots, air traffic controllers, airway safety specialists, aviation maintenance technicians, safety inspectors, drone pilots, and engineers. But that's just scratching the surface. We're going to need cybersecurity specialists, data analysts, social media specialists, and countless other professions. Aerospace didn't need all of these kinds of things 1 or 2 decades ago, and certainly not 6 decades ago when Bill Laurier came to Wichita. But we do now. So the FAA is helping to build a highly skilled and diverse future workforce for aerospace. We're reaching out in an equitable way so we can attract the best, brightest people from all walks of life as we go forward. Now, when an organization has people with diverse backgrounds and perspectives, they can look at things from every angle and make better decisions, innovate at greater rates, and solve problems faster. In January, the FAA awarded $10 million in grants to develop the next generation of pilots and aviation maintenance technicians, and will be accepting applications for another round of these grants later this year, so stay tuned. Also, we have a robust STEM and space education program. Through the FAA's Adopt a School program, we have teamed up with several schools from underserved and underrepresented communities across the country, introducing fourth graders, and that's where you need to get them, at the fourth grade level, to the aerospace topics and concepts. We're reaching out in countless other ways too. For me, it was a high school internship that started my career in transportation and aviation. For others, it may be an apprenticeship, and we saw the wonderful job that's being done with apprenticeship programs here in the area, and I'm just very proud of all of the things that are happening here in the state of Kansas. Thank you so much. As an aerospace community, let's work together, industry, government, nonprofits, and academia, and develop creative pathways so that more people can seize career opportunities in this exciting field. Again, I am pleased that Bombardier will be hosting an open house for the U.S. headquarters here next week so that job applicants can meet with recruiters. And I look forward to seeing Bombardier build on its innovation here in Wichita in the years ahead. And I will tell you this, FAA will be with you every step of the way. So thank you for having us here. Thank you for having FAA. We look forward to the partnership as we move forward. Thank you so much.
And now, I'd like to introduce Major General Michael J. Schmidt, the U.S. Air Force Program Executive Officer for Command, Control, Communication, Intelligence, and Networks at Hanscom Air Force Base in Massachusetts. Major General Schmidt oversees more than 230 programs for the United States Air Force, including the Bacon program. We're honored to have you here with us. Welcome.
Okay, so it is really tough to follow that lineup of speakers, and I'm not going to try really hard to go down a lot of the same lines they have. I want to talk a little bit about the Air Force and the relationship that we have here. And honestly, the best part of my week so far was getting to meet and see a lot of the employees here. My entire team, we got to walk around and see what you're doing for our airmen in building these aircraft and modifying these aircraft. So anyways, that was awesome. And Michelle stole a lot of my speech about exactly what the airplane does. But I can tell you that these airplanes, our Bacon airplanes, have flown, and there aren't very many of them. Right now we have 3 of them. They've flown 124,000 hours in combat since 2008. I will tell you, there is one here, but that is not normal. They almost never come home other than for heavy maintenance. We just don't see them. We're trying to change that. As Michelle said, we recently procured 3 more aircraft. And again, this relationship that we have with Bombardier, as well as with Northrop Grumman. So, Bombardier really builds the airplanes. They trick them out with all these antennas, all the stuff inside. They really do absolutely everything required to turn that over to Northrop Grumman to put some of the guts of the Bacon kit inside the airplane. Everything about this airplane is either a partnership with the FAA in a supplemental type certificate to modify the airplane, or it's a military modification specially approved for airworthiness by the United States Air Force engineering community. So anyways, I just wanted to highlight what all the great people that we got to meet today and what is going on here to give this great capability to our airmen. And as Michelle mentioned, it is not just our airmen fly the airplanes. There are a lot of our coalition forces, our Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps teammates all utilize this great capability. And again, these things never come home. You're not going to see one other than on the runway here probably. So anyways, thanks to everyone for this great relationship that we have, and look forward to buying some more airplanes.
Thank you, Major General Schmidt. At this point, that concludes our presentations. But on behalf of Bombardier, I want to take a moment to thank everyone for being here today as we celebrate the bright future of our site in Wichita. To our employees who have joined us today, a special thank you for taking a few moments from your busy day to share in this exciting news with us. Before we wrap up, I'd like to invite Ev back up to the stage to say a few words.
Thank you. So was it worth it? Huh? Did you have a nice event? All right. Okay, so since I started telling you about the weather drama in Montreal, here's the latest update. Our CEO and some of the executives are now at customs. So I've been telling our speakers, take your time, make pauses, but I don't think you can expedite. Although we have a general. General, is there anything we can do at customs to expedite? Can you text somebody? No? Nobody? Okay. So then the CEO is on his way, but there is a plane that landed. So I would like to introduce to you my colleagues of the executive committee that were in Montreal in a snowstorm this morning, couldn't get a cab because there were no cabs, had to call friends or family to get a ride. But they are here in Wichita, so please welcome my colleagues, Jean-Christophe Gallagher, in charge of the service centers across the world, François Willette, our general counsel, and our CFO, Bart Demosky. You made it, guys. Alors, un mot de vos amis canadiens, a word from your Canadian friends. Thank you for your welcome. Long live Bombardier U.S. headquarters in Wichita, and we cannot wait to see you again. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Merci beaucoup.